Hi everyone, and welcome to this introductory forum site. You'll notice throughout the Moodle course there are various forum buttons that you can click into and chat with each other. So this is our first one for getting to know each other. And what we'll do is to explore your cache for your KWL. Don't worry, we're not asking for any more money, and I'll explain the abbreviations as we go along. You're probably wondering why I'm videoing this from Sliema in Malta. Well, it's the 4th of October 2015, and yesterday I was fortunate enough to have presented a keynote presentation at a conference here. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about Sliema Bay whilst we're here. But I've tried to make this video so many times and the interruptions are just unbelievable. Okay, let's see if I can do it this time. So my name is David, and as you can see I've changed a little bit since that photograph was taken. That was when I was 22 years old, and I just qualified as a state registered nurse, as we used to be called in those days. I started nursing at 17 doing orthopaedics, and then SRN after that. Then I spent a number of years studying to become a Roman Catholic priest. I was ordained as a priest, and after a few years I packed my bags and walked away, and that's when I returned to nursing. I worked on an HIV ward at St Mary's in Paddington, some really great times there during what were really troubled times for most people with HIV in those early days. And then 7 months later, I managed to get my first teaching post. So I've been teaching now since 1990, and in 2014 I was fortunate enough to have been awarded a National Teaching Fellowship, which is the highest achievement for excellence in the university sectors. So anything else you want to know about me, feel free to ask, and I'll respond as best I can. This is our online community of practice, so please don't treat this course just like a book that you're going to read from beginning to end. If you did that, it would be a very expensive exercise for you. What you need to do is to be able to share your learning with us as you go on throughout the course, and that's why we're going to be exploring your KWL and your KASH. Okay, you can see with the first icon that I've put here now that nobody so far has posted anything. So I'll do that so you can see exactly what to do. All you need to do on each occasion is add a new discussion. When you press that button, your name will come up, and if you put a photograph in your profile, that'll show with you too. So you can see that I've actually uploaded a little discussion here, and it gives my name and my photograph, and then when it says replies it says 0. Well, that's the button you need to click to read what people have said. However many the number is showing there, you just click that number and it opens it up. So read what we're all saying, and then feel free to click the reply button and say something back to us. It's a really good facility there, because not only can you write back to each person, but if you wanted to share documents or YouTube videos, for example, we can do all of that within those particular reply sections. There are two theories that really underpin a lot of the work that I'm doing with you at the moment. The first one is by Professor Jill Lynn Fellman, and she wrote a book called Never a Dull Moment, and she sees teaching very much as an art of performance. And that's the way I'd like you to consider this, that you're not just learning something passive for yourselves, but that you're actually going to be able to perform that learning, to flaunt it, to demonstrate it to others, so that people can see not just what you're learning, but how it's having an impact, especially on your professional practice. The second set of theories come from Andy Griffith and Mark Burns, and that's a process called teaching backwards, and that's where the KWL and CASH come from, which I'm going to explore in a few slides' time. But basically, teaching backwards means that we start by looking at your expectations. What is it you want to get from this course? And what is it you want to get from your whole program of learning? So it's looking at your end goal very much to start off with. What is it that you want to achieve? And then for us to be really honest with each other and check out our starting points. So we're looking at the end goal, but not just a case of ticking a box saying, well, I've done a course, I've got another certificate, got another degree or whatever, but look at it from the point of view of achieving your best with that learning and how that's going to have an impact in your lives and your professional practice. But then to be honest and check out our starting points so you can see exactly where you're coming from. It's going to be important for me to help to define and demystify that destination for you. Sometimes you may have some ideas of where you think you're going, but not too sure, and you may not be sure, for example, how assignments of a course will actually help you achieve that. Well, I'll explain those assignments throughout each and every course, and we'll have numerous opportunities, especially on these forum sites, when we can discuss our learning together and share the ideas we've got for the assignments. There are no hidden examinations at all, and I explain it right the way throughout, including giving you the grading criteria, so you can see the difference, for example, of somebody just achieving a pass mark and somebody who's going to go on and get the really high grades. So we look at those and look at how you can really achieve your very, very best with this. And that means that we're going to have to challenge each other as well. And Griffith and Burns say that challenge is at the heart of this process. So whatever it is that we're posting to each other, whatever we're posting on the forum sites, there may be times that we want to encourage each other to think beyond that. We're all accustomed to people telling us to think outside the box, I'm sure. Well, I'd like to say, think as if the box doesn't even exist. Let's free think on all of this so that you really can go as far as possible and not be constrained by numerous hassles within professional practice, within clinical practice, within life. And that means that we all have to share proof of our learning as well. So when we're talking about we want to achieve excellence, we want a goal that we're aiming towards, and we're looking at how we're going to get there, then let's demonstrate that proof on the way. And there'll be so many opportunities week by week where you can share your learning with us and show how you're actually improving with what you're studying and learning. And finally, Griffiths and Byrne say that it's really important that we give feedback to each other. That's not just me from you, but that's for each and every one of us together. So, let's explore the KWL and the CASH. First of all, KWL stands for knowledge. What you want to learn and what did you learn. So in this introductory forum, then you can consider what you'd like to learn for the whole of the course. But as you approach each weekly forum, please feel free to use KWL to process some of your ideas there as well. So what knowledge do you already have on the whole of this course or on each of the weekly sessions? Secondly, what is it you want to learn from this course? How can I and how can we all help each other to achieve that? And then finally, review what you've done. Do it on a week-by-week basis and at the end of the course to see exactly what you did learn. And cash refers to the knowledge that you have, but let's not look at this just from a cerebral level at all. Look at it in relation to your attitudes towards whatever the topic is. On some of the courses, for example, we may be studying some really controversial or some highly ethical issues. And it's not just what we know about these, but what our attitudes are towards the learning as well. And also it's important to study what our skills would be in processing and developing all of that. So how are we embedding this within our usual daily working and professional lives? And that relates very much to this final section, which is the habits. How much of a habit do we make it to learn, to develop, to question, to move on, to try to explore more so that we can achieve excellence through our learning? And finally, I'd just like to say to you, tweet away. You'll notice that I'm on Twitter quite a lot, and I really encourage each and every one of you, if you haven't already got a Twitter account, to sign up. It only takes a few minutes, and you can even watch some YouTube videos on how to do it. I'll give you a list of lots of the university addresses, especially for other students, student groups, that you may find interesting as well. I'll try to embed a Twitter feed on each course, and then it means that you'll see lots of stuff related to the areas that you're interested in. But when any of you tell me what type of stuff you want to learn more about, for example, then whenever I read anything on Twitter that's related to any of you, I usually just retweet it and forward it on. So it saves me having to post everything within the course. So I'd really encourage each one of you to get used to sharing your ideas on Twitter. And once we start using some hashtags, and I'll explain those as we go along. Once you use the hashtag, it means we can easily follow ideas on particular topics. So especially if you're going to a conference or a study day, for example, you might want to use a particular hashtag for it. The conference may already advertise one, and it means that everyone then can share their ideas of learning. So instead of just keeping notes for yourself, for example, you will be able to share your learning with others, and it's so easy to do and really beneficial. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Sorry for all the distractions, people passing by, birds tweeting, and I really look forward to getting to know you all. Take care.